Your innocent little plant on the windowsill or in the garden can send you to your grave from day one. All it takes is one touch, one smell, or a single small berry, and an ordinary decorative plant can send you to the emergency room. One sniff of a datura flower, and at first you notice a pleasant, slightly sweet scent. But within moments your mouth goes dry, your throat burns, your tongue feels heavy, and the taste is like a mouthful of salt. And that's just the beginning. Then the pupils widen like an anime character's. The eyes turn glassy and unfocused. Your heart starts pounding like you just drank 5 espressos in a row. Then come hallucinations. And not the pretty kind you see in movies. Datura can trigger atropine psychosis. A person loses the line between reality and fantasy, talking to people who aren't really there. And the scariest part? Afterward, they remember nothing. Symptoms can last for several days. There is Prozarin, but it is administered only in a hospital. Hogweed releases SAP. On its own, it's harmless, but in sunlight it can cause a photochemical skin burn. Third-degree burns can appear even where you didn't touch the plant. They show up hours later, when you're already home, thinking everything is fine. Hogweed comes from the Caucasus Mountains, where locals once used it in borscht. In the Soviet Union, it was introduced as cattle feed, but cow's milk turned bitter. The crop was abandoned, and the plant spread on its own. It's almost impossible to stop him. There's no antidote for hogweed. Cover the skin from sun and wash the sap off fast. Lily of the valley, small and beautiful. Its compounds act quietly, slowly changing the rhythm of the heart. At first, you start feeling stomach pain, like everything inside is tightening. Then it gets worse. Then a strong wave of nausea hits, like everything inside is turning upside down and it gets hard to even breathe. Then the heartbeat starts to fail. That's why doctors say foxglove has one of the thinnest lines between medicine and poison. Then your consciousness slowly fades. Your heart slips out of rhythm, the world goes dark, and you drift toward the other side, where the voices of the living can no longer reach you. Foxglove poisoning is a heart emergency. Survival often depends on intensive care. Early activated charcoal, sometimes stomach pumping, and an antidote. Foxglove poisoning is life-threatening and requires urgent medical care. A person can be saved only with rapid treatment in the emergency room or intensive care. Early treatment may include stomach decontamination and activated charcoal, along with heart monitoring and an antidote. Self-treatment is dangerous. Brugmansia poisoning can cause disorientation, memory gaps, and a strong feeling of unreality, as if the person is losing touch with reality. Brugmansia poisoning can cause hallucinations, severe confusion, and a feeling that reality is distorted. A person may wake up with no memory of the last several hours. This is dangerous and requires urgent medical attention. Brugmansia is sold in garden stores as an ornamental plant, often with no warning. But few people know that every part of this plant contains dangerous toxins, so it should be handled with extreme caution. The antidote is physostigmine, but it must only be given in a hospital under medical supervision. You're walking through a tropical garden, sunlight, fresh breeze, and suddenly, oh, an apple tree. Greenish-yellow fruit, beautiful, tempting. Your hand reaches for it by itself. Guinness World Records officially named it the most dangerous tree on Earth. Spanish conquistadors called it Manzanilla de la Muerte, the little apple of death. Even the rain becomes a weapon. A single raindrop falling through the leaves can pick up toxins from the tree and burn the skin of anyone standing underneath it. You bite into Manchineel sweet at first, then a strange peppery taste hits. Seconds later, your throat starts burning. First it burns, then everything swells. Lips, tongue, throat. Manchineel is not just a tree. Within an hour after exposure to the Manchineel tree, a person may no longer be able to swallow solid food. The throat swells, the pain gets worse, and after a few hours without medical help, survival chances drop fast. Fun fact: some animals like iguanas can eat these fruits without any consequences. Nature is weird. Manchineel's toxin is forbol. There's no antidote, only symptom treatment. Salvia divinorum is a hallucinogenic plant from the mint family, endemic to the mountainous regions of Oaxaca, Mexico. Shamans of the Mazatec people use its fresh leaves for spiritual rituals. Common sage, or Salvia officinalis, is safe. The one used in tea and as a seasoning is completely harmless. The only species in the entire genus that contains salvinorin, a unique molecule found in no other plant on Earth. It is responsible for the entire effect. Other Salvia species do not contain this substance at all. Dizziness, slurred speech, confused thoughts, paranoia, hallucinations, and delirium begin. Nausea begins. The body feels weak, and thoughts become confused. There is no physical antidote. Treatment is only supportive. The person simply held the stem in their hands. No cuts, no open wounds. After 20 minutes, their fingers started tingling and going numb. Then the numbness began spreading up their hands. Aconite interferes with sodium channels. The nervous system and heartbeat can rapidly become unstable. The first stage is hyperexcitability. The heart races, speech becomes slurred, anxiety builds, and the person may feel like they're losing control. Paralysis sets in. The body stops responding, breathing can become weaker, and the fear grows, because the mind may still be aware. Heart arrhythmia, respiratory arrest. The danger is that early symptoms can look like ordinary poisoning, and after that it's a one-way trip to heaven. There is no specific antidote. Severe cases require intensive care, support for breathing and heart function, and anti-arrhythmic drugs if dangerous rhythms appear. In ancient times, aconite was known as wolf's bane. Its poison was used on arrow tips during wolf hunts, which is how it earned its dark name. But the legend behind this plant is even creepier. The ancient Greeks believed aconite grew from the saliva of Cerberus, the three-headed dog guarding the underworld. It may look beautiful, but its story is tied to poison, wolves, and death. And the scariest part is that the legend of Cerberus sounds like a myth, but aconite's poison is very real. The hollow stem of water hemlock might look like the perfect straw or flute. Some people have cut the stem and put it in their mouth to make a whistle, a terrible idea that can be deadly. Cicotoxin blocks GABA receptors in the brain. Without that braking system, neurons fire uncontrollably, pushing the body into a dangerous state. The seizures don't stop for a second. There is no specific antidote. Doctors can only control seizures, support breathing, and fight to keep the person alive in intensive care. Without help in time, they may get dangerously close to death. 399 BC, Athens. The great philosopher Socrates faces his death sentence without fear. He drinks the poison, continues talking to his students, lies down, and his body goes still. The last guest in our garden is the longest living of all poisonous plants. Some yew trees are over 2,000 years old. They have outlived entire civilizations, and all this time, they have remained deadly. The red berries look appetizing. They're not bitter. They even taste a little sweet. He grabs a handful. You eat them. Taxine is an alkaloid that disrupts heart rhythm and blocks neuromuscular transmission, causing dizziness. The person may turn pale and suddenly feel extremely weak as the poisoning begins to affect the heart. Their pulse can become irregular, breathing may feel harder, and the condition can worsen very quickly. Without urgent medical treatment, it can progress to cardiac arrest. Taxol, derived from the yew tree, is used today in cancer chemotherapy. The same tree can kill and heal. Follow for more.